brings us to Reddit, because we've talked about Reddit before. This was
long time ago.
I don't know, maybe more than 2 years ago. I think.
Yep.
At this point,
called them out for being a piece of trash cesspool.
Well,
had a big long saga.
What we had said was that they were a terribly modded insular community that doesn't allow for actual discussion and crushes any kind of dissent. I think that
would rather promote naked cat girls.
Right. And we got a lot of pushback, specifically like an almost 800 comment thread on Reddit.
It was like a 3 or 4 week saga.
That was filled.
It was intense.
And it was filled with.
And it ended with like apologies and misunderstandings and oh god.
We buried the hatchet.
We buried the hatchet. You can go find that episode. It's called "Burying the Hatchet." Anyway,
happy ending.
That's right. Well, maybe
Are we gonna
not.
dig up that hatchet?
Maybe not.
Oh my god. Did somebody come out with like a 10-year later sequel? Is that what this is going to be?
It's a little bit. I don't, because here's the thing: is that all of those criticisms that we leveled at them, we never really apologized for that, because they were true. They were our opinion, and that is still my opinion of the FF14 Reddit. Is that it is terribly modded, it is insular, it does crush all discussion of some very serious things that affect the FF14 community, and we got confirmation of just how shitty that community can be.
They have cat girls.
They have a lot of cat girls.
Yeah.
A lot of naked cat girls.
Yeah. I also learned that I'm secretly a third.
This past week, the FF14 subreddit's Discord lost its partnered status.
What?
Bum 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 bum.
There we go. I was waiting for that. So, Discord...
What does that mean, first of all?
Here's the thing. Okay, so I actually asked what being a partnered Discord member gets you. Apparently, if there's an outage of Discord servers, yours has priority, like for either coming back up quicker or it doesn't go down. So
Discords can go down?
They must put you on a different server farm. And then the other bonus is that they give you like a discord.com/whatever link to be able to link people to join the Discord.
You also get additional moderation tools, whatever those may be.
Yeah.
Just more resources too, because the partner channels tend to be bigger communities, so they basically just put more resources at your disposal.
Yep, and I seem to remember someone even approaching us to ask us if we wanted a partnered Discord at one point.
Really?
And I was just like, I don't think we need that.
No, we don't.
We definitely don't.
That would have been kind of cool.
No,
but
why?
Also, well, here what's funny is
there a directory of Discord servers that people can search?
That's a good question.
No, there isn't.
If there was some kind of way to be like, hey, these are our partnered channels, maybe you're interested in them, that would be kind of cool exposure. But I guess that there doesn't seem to be a really big point to it, maybe.
Yeah.
No, not really. Now, I can say, though, after reading all these stories, that if we were partnered, we wouldn't be taken down.
Yeah, that's pretty much true, because, I mean, for all of the stuff that we do let go on in our Discord server, we don't have a not safe for work channel.
No, we don't.
Because we're not pervs.
We're not creepers.
We're not fucking creeps.
So what?
Yeah, like that's, I think, something that needs to be explained.
Let's start there. Start there, because this popped up, was actually big enough that both Kotaku and Polygon latched onto it. Back in February, Discord had changed their terms of services to basically to better reflect what they expected out of not safe for work channels, because apparently not safe for work channels were something that were very popular within Discord.
Well, I think at least some of this was brought on by their clearing house of a lot of the alt-right servers.
Discord has like a tag that when something's marked as not safe for work, you have to actually like click and agree that you're old enough. So like it's part of the program.
Right.
It is.
It exists.
That's right. Well, and exactly. So that's one of the reasons why they basically clarified some of this, because you're right. There was the alt-right stuff, and apparently there was also a big epidemic of like Discords that were helping to encourage revenge porn.
Oh.
Yeah. So which actually fits right in with like the whole alt-right incel bullshit.
Fucking creeper bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's just like if that's the shit that you're into, you're a creepy motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. So they, back in February, they had revised their rules a little bit to be a little bit more clear in saying that not safe for work should not have any type of like lolicon type stuff. Basically anything sexually suggestive within that sort of realm that has anything to do with children.
Right.
Which, why the fuck did that have to be stated?
Yeah. If you need to make a rule about that, then something has seriously gone wrong.
Right. So, how did this end up affecting the Final Fantasy XIV?
And before the chat starts up with kink-shaming bullshit, fuck off. Fuck all the way off. If you're into the lolicon fucking creepy bullshit.
Yeah, if you draw porn or whatever, that's whatever. But like, I feel like anything to do with
yeah, just gross.
Honestly, like anyone who makes that shit should be on a list. Like they should definitely be on like a sexual predator list.
So speaking of lolicon, guess what was in the FF14 Reddit not safe for work thread?
Well, I would assume that it would be some really creepy bullshit.
Yeah,
probably having to do with Lalafell.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But Lalafells are technically adults. That's a weird line.
Okay. But technically, Nika, the lolicon stuff, technically, the artists say they're 18 years old.
Technically, you're still a fucking creeper.
Yeah. Super creeper.
So that was the reason that their partnered status got revoked. Now, Ane, the guy that we actually had on the show from Reddit, said that within learning about this, that within minutes, it was gone. They had went in there, they had removed everything that would have violated the not safe for work terms of service stuff, right? Didn't get their partner status back.
Right.
And so, had looked into it and asked, when is it going to come back on? So
they weren't warned first, like, hey, remove all this content or you're losing it.
Discord updated the terms of service, and I think gave people plenty of time to address that kind of shit.
Yes. Apparently, look, there's going to be a lot of weird back and forth here and a lot of, well, this isn't fair and this isn't fair bullshit that we're going to go over. But what it came down to was, yes, they even say in a message that we're going to cover here in a minute that once you removed it and once you were within our guidelines, had that been the only thing, would have been fine. We would have gave you partner status back.
So there's this message floating around, and I can't verify the validity of it with 100% certainty, right? I know that there have been a couple of people who have been kind of archiving this drama as it goes along, and this came across our plate. I have no idea if it's true or not, but this could help shed some light as to why the partner status got removed and why Discord would be fairly well within justified reason of not giving it back.
That's right. So what I'm about to read next is a quote. This is a correspondent from the Discord representatives to Ane. Hello, Andrew. If the lolicon content was the only thing, we would be able to restore perks. However, in addition to that content, we received a very thorough report of your server's recent activity, including things that you yourself have posted. We were able to confirm these with the help of our trust and safety team, which you can see some of the quotes below. Ane, like I said, whoever made the name scheme for 14 is a fucking retard. Ane, are you retarded? Ane, not gonna deal with that level of retard.
No, okay, all right, that's not awful. I say retard a lot. I mean,
like, it's not good to say. I try not to say that word, but I feel like in a Discord server, though, I feel like
you have a lot of options, right?
People shit talk in games, like not like that's a line. I don't know. That's a gray area.
But listen, I think that if you can defend your use of it, then fine, whatever. Because to me, it's that whole euphemism treadmill. Today it's retard is a word that was born out of calling people, mentally handicapped folks, imbeciles and invalids, and before that trainables. Like it's been it's been a euphemism treadmill as this shit goes along. And at some point, I get a little bit tired of it. But it is something that we all kind of colloquially use to call our friends dumb.
Yep.
And yes, there are way better choices for what you can call someone. It can be offensive. It's a word of weakness. It's a word that I love. I don't begrudge him for that. But there is.
But I guess if you're a partner Discord, there are rules for moderating.
There is.
They do hold you to a much higher,
much different
stricter standard.
Right.
And this may have gone unnoticed had they not specifically been reported for repeated use. But that's not it.
Yeah.
A nay.
By the way, this is my favorite one. This is the one that kind of, like, I was sympathetic up until this next one.
Mm-hmm. A nay says, and Obama is a dirty Muslim.
What?
Jeez.
Wow.
In addition to your posts, these are what your members have been recently posting that has been left unmoderated. Now, these people have the stupidest fucking names. I'm not going to worry about reading those, but I'll just read the quotes. They'd kill Goose, though, because he's a faggot. I am a degenerate, but you're fucking gay. You're correct, but still fucking gay. By the way, mega faggot. Hi, gay. Hi, gay. I only harass random strangers on the internet that I believe to be gay. Wow, a gay loser.
So
searching up the word, this is back to the Discord people now. Searching up the word retard brings up a staggering 4,869 results at the time of sending this ticket. And there are also a large amount of strong racial slurs, which we won't be mentioning here.
Wow.
By being a partnered server, we hold your community to a higher standard and trust that your server is one that anyone can enjoy without worry. Unfortunately, you and your server's behaviors and actions have not fostered a welcoming home. If anything, it's become a server that has gotten bad enough for users to write into our team directly about. This is a final decision, and the perks will not be restored.
But again,
you are a bigot.
But again, like, you cultivate the attitude in your own community. And if your community gets bigger, there's like a threshold that a community can reach where you start to go, okay, like, dude, there are going to be people who take this severely out of context and take it to a different level, and it's not worth going down that road. Again, I'm not offended by the word retard, but 4,869 instances of it, I probably would have stepped in.
Not to mention, that's just for that word. Could you imagine what words like gay,
how many times
or
they
faggot,
searched
or the N-word has probably been used within their server?
Right. I mean, and that's hugely problematic. But again, this is a different standard that their server is being held to because they're partnered. And that, I think, also is something worth mentioning, because it's not, hey, we're shutting your server down because it's so toxic.
Like, it's
just being removed from some of these extra shit that they have.
People are getting so bent out of shape about this over the entire Discord community, because Discord, quote unquote, they haven't been very communicative about this and letting us know about the changes. First of all, as you said, you're not actually losing your fucking Discord. You still get to be the terrible fucking creepy ass sociopaths that you are within your Discords. Really, what you're upset about on this crackdown is that you can't put porn in your not safe for work.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, listen, I don't think anyone on this show is going to tell you to watch your language. We have a hot
and
gay
you can put
drop.
porn there, just not child porn.
Gay. Thank you.
No, Discord, leave us alone.
Right? Like, like we're ones to talk. Like, we do not shy away from coarse language at all. If someone has a problem with a word that's said on this show, I would assume that it would be brought up in the room. Someone would say something if they were offended, but we've got thick skin here. So nothing in this, I mean, Obama's a dirty Muslim. That's pretty extreme. But nothing in here is really, I would say, on its face, that offensive to me. But the frequency, again, 4,869 times.
Of just one word.
Again, I would, like, just being the person that I am and moderating monitoring the Discord like we do, I would have stepped in at that point. I mean, it can get pretty excessive, and sometimes people do need to be reminded that, like, this isn't like, dude, when I throw words around like that, when I throw shitty words around like that, I'm usually very, very careful about the context that I'm using them, and I have a full grasp of the context in which I'm using them.
Yeah, Blue Cloudy in our chat saying, oh, so now we censor more. Here's something that I find absolutely hilarious.
No, here's the thing, and I don't begrudge I don't begrudge the FF14 Reddit for this. I think that it's ridiculous that they blew this up into such a problem that it made it to fucking Kotaku and Polygon. They blew the horn on this. This was not Discord coming out and approaching Kotaku and Polygon and going, hey, do you guys know about this crazy server?
Well, it's because it probably became a really popular Reddit thread, and I'm sure people at Kotaku and Polygon just like,
well, guys, hold on. I have an interesting line of inquiry that I want to go down here really quick, because a lot of people are saying this isn't fair. A lot of people are really, really upset about this, right? That these partnered channels, now what partnered means is that they are representing the Discord brand. They are representatives of this company. And in this case, again, almost 5,000 uses of just the word retard. We have no idea what other racial slurs are amounting to, right?
Yeah.
But they are representing this company in an actual partnered Discord. But now Jessica Price goes onto her own private Twitter feed that just happens to say, I'm an employee, and calls someone
an asshat.
An asshat. She's got a fucking go.
She needs to lose her job.
But this should stay. This should be okay. You fucking kidding me?
Again, it's people making arguments that are convenient to their point of view.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Why should we take anything that any of you say fucking seriously?
Right. Well, and I'm sure that they could shoot back, well, why should we take anything that you say seriously? Don't. We've asked you not to several times, directly.
Now, if any of you listening right here have an opinion one way or the other, please call and talk to us. We would love to hear some differing opinions.
That's right. If you want to dissent, we would love to have that conversation. Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715, limitbreakradio.com/Discord. Did the FF14 subreddit Discord deserve to lose their partnered status? I would say definitively yes.
Absolutely yes.
I would say yes.
Another victory for America.
Now,
should further action be taken against that server?
Nah.
Nope.
No.
Nope. They got, I mean, this is fully justified. They got what they deserve. They're not really losing out on a whole lot here. I mean, again, why they decided to hold their breath and turn blue and try to make this a huge public-facing issue is a little bit beyond me. I would have said take your lumps and try to understand where Discord was coming from instead of looking like huge whiny babies about this issue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
you're not even like really losing anything important.
Yeah. And again, you know, like the thing is, you know, with Limit Break Radio, you can go through our Discord logs all you want. The shittiest that we're going to get is on the show. We bring that to you on the show.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like
you ain't got to go deep diving for it.
That's right. It's not like if you join our Discord server, you're going to get digitally felt up like with that one dude from the Moogle Times or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you're not you're not going to be assaulted with fucking, you know,
and when it really comes down to it,
bullshit language.
When it really comes down to it, right? In not defense of these creepy ass people, but just sort of like if you feel like you're losing out on something, this is only affecting the partnered Discords. So go make yourself a stupid creepy ass non-partnered Discord if you want to share your fucking gross ass shit with each other.
Yeah.
That's really all it comes down to.
I think my biggest problem here was the LowlyCon stuff in the NSFW section. Like that's fucking so beyond creepy. Like what I do not understand what the compulsion is for people to share porn. Can anyone explain
sharing
that?
Porn is one thing. Sharing child porn, I feel like, is a
because actually, this isn't so much FF14 related, but it does kind of piggyback onto that a little bit. There is a section of the LGBTQ that are worried about this, because apparently it's a pretty big thing for helping like boost confidence and stuff like that, where within the LGBT community they'll share, you know, selfies or like porn, you know, with each other and whatnot, because it helps to foster acceptance and stuff like that. And now because of the way that the rules are written, that's sort of a gray area for them.
I think that that's a pretty creepy practice overall. I mean, I
mean, no, that seems a little weird. I'm just thinking, like,
creepy.
people. I think if people want to like draw porn or something, that's fine as long as it's not.
And I mean, it also it also does come down to like erotic fanfic.
Yeah, sure. I mean, well. Who knows how much of that shit was original works? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like, I've seen this. I like on forums that I've been to. Online communities. This happens a lot where people just have porn. Pics or JPEGs or movies, and they share it with one another. And I find that intensely like, is anyone else creeped out by that? I don't mean to sound like a fucking prude, but it just seems like, I mean, I've been at the head of several online communities, and that has never been a discussion that we've ever had, is like, well, where should we put the porn section? Like, no!
Look, different strokes for different folks. Let me read the quote here. It said they had one channel, and this is from the subreddit for gamers. They had one channel where a lot of people talked about sex and shared porn and selfies, which was a really positive environment for people coming to terms with their sexuality and allowed them to gain a lot of confidence with like-minded people.
Okay. I still think
not my thing.
Still creepy.
And it does seem a little weird.
Still creepy.
But again, you know, different people are into different things. You know, polyamory, even though I gave that a try once, is still really weird to me.
Fair enough. Let's go to our phone lines. We've got Prince Clary hanging on. What's going on, Prince? Is he there?
Yeah, he's here. Unmute yourself.
What's up? There he is. There he is. What's going on, Prince? Thanks for joining us.
Way to go, retard.
Wow.
Topical.
Topical.
It's topical.
There you go. Anyway,
I know it's topical. I've been listening, but anyway, so just been listening to the conversation and thought I provide my 2 cents. One of the main things right now with Reddit, and it's kind of becoming part of the mainstream that everybody pretty much knows, Reddit's kind of like a shithole, right?
Yep.
But what I've been seeing in the chat, you know, people talking about some, you know, should all of Reddit be blamed, and now we have to censor more people and all that stuff. Listen, I'm all down, and I understand what people mean in terms of the context of comedy or the context of satire or the context of deconstructing a word or deconstructing outrage, right? But this is not what was happening in this Discord. What was happening in this Discord is straight up hatred and bigotry, right?
And the normalization of it too. And I think I think you can kind of tell that given the context of some of those quotes that we heard, that it's just the normalization of something like using words like that. And you know, that's never what we've tried to do, you know, when, and you're right. I think, you know, when I try to use a word like that, it's for a purpose. It's got a deconstructionist element to it. It's got a, you know, I'm saying it for shock value, but I'm going to follow it up with a point, right? That's usually the way that I try to use language like that. But that's not the way that language was seeming to be used in the you know,
the few examples that we saw.
Yeah, the FF14 subreddit. Yeah.
Right. And here's the part that I find it doubly ironic is that I was on the show. What was that, last week or a couple weeks ago?
Last week.
Last week when we were talking about the ArenaNet stuff, right? And you guys made a really good connection talking about people's selective outrage, right? And we saw a litany of people in our chat, and over the course of a few weeks on YouTube and whatnot, sort of playing devil's advocate, trying to make some sort of intelligence out of it, which is fine. But there's nothing redeemable about this. There is no middle ground on being able to, you know, call people gay in a slur type of manner. There's no middle ground about using the N-word as a pejorative or any of that stuff. And that's the part that when people start talking about, we're just censoring all of our language. No, if you want to insult me, you can insult me about something that I actually have done. You can insult me about my opinion. You can insult me about, a litany of things. My race and my orientation are things that there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, it makes you a certain type of person, and when you start going in on those kinds of attacks.
Right, and the number one thing that I want to talk about is that I am seeing in the chat people saying, like, I never tuned into LBR, but I find this refreshing right now. And the reason why people are finding it refreshing is because nobody held this Reddit and nobody held this community to any sort of standard whatsoever. Part of why I was not active in the community for a long time, even though I was playing the game. As a matter of fact, out of everybody besides Nika, I think I've plugged the most hours into the game in the past 6 months out of all you guys. And the reason I haven't been active in the community is because I know it's so damn terrible. Is because I know it's full of people who want to either one, just blindly accept anything that Square-Enix does, or turn a blind eye to the ridiculous stuff that they see in the Reddit and on the Discord, or be active participants in it. That's not a community I want to be a part of.
And most people, I do. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that when you have a community that has this many people, and yeah, I know it may not be WoW level, but it has quite a few people, quite a few players left still. And you have a community that's this visible, that has this many people, and you have something like this come out about that community. First of all, it would have behooved Reddit to get involved, but they didn't. And it would have behooved Discord to get involved, and they did. If I was them, this community wouldn't be allowed a Discord, to be honest with you.
Well, and
especially considering the history that Discord has had, and stuff like, Charlottesville and all this other stuff. Man, come on, dude. If I was Discord right now, I would be like, you know what? You guys can't rock on our platform.
Well,
for a while.
It's hard for me to sit here and criticize Discord, because you're right. They are kind of under the magnifying glass at this particular moment, and they know that they've got to clean up their act. So, if you've got channels out there or Discord servers out there that are partnered, that are supposed to be, putting your best foot forward, and even those servers have the kind of dog shit, like the lowlycon shit in your NSFW channel, like, that's something that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed immediately.
Having a porn channel on your Discord is stupid anyway.
All right, well,
it's gross.
Real quick clarification. The NSFW isn't supposed to be a porn channel. Just stuff that's not safe for work, such as spoilers, for example, would go into your NSFW channel. That's one of the reasons why they had to update it, was because people were basically using it as a porn channel, and they're like, no.
But that's what not safe for work means,
right?
Yeah, no,
that's what
I'm
it
aware.
means. So
right, like, if you want that feature,
having it labeled that is going to give people an impetus to post porn onto it.
If Discord
even be labeled that?
Right. No. I agree with you, Norris. If Discord wants that feature to be used for spoilers, change it to spoiler tags.
Period.
That's it.
Yeah, you're not
NSFW,
wrong.
NSFW does have a certain subtext that says porn.
This is something you should not open at work.
Here's what I want people to draw a comparison to, right? We're, a bunch of people broadcast on Twitch. If you would have had a Twitch partner, very visible, very vocal streamer that came out and used that type of language at that type of frequency. Like, it's one thing to say something once or twice, okay, whatever. But at that type of frequency, it's the frequency that we need to draw attention to here.
Absolutely.
That somebody would have used that type of language that often, they would have been run off the platform. If Ninja would have came on Twitch and used, the N-word 3,000 times or however many times that they, use any of those type of words.
That's the difference, though, is that Twitch stays on top of that. So you'd never get to that point. They say it once, and they're in the media, and they're getting in trouble already.
Let me just say, and I've also seen a article recently where Ninja was actually reflecting on the language that he uses. So, he was like, wow, there's a lot of kids that are watching me stream, and I don't want kids to necessarily be sat in front of a swearing jukebox for 7 hours. You know what I mean? Like that's that's pretty intense. And so, you know, he did have this kind of like internal conversation with himself. Who is my content for? And, you know, I would say that if Limit Break Radio had a contingent of very young listeners, then that would have to be part of our calculus. But we've built this brand to skew older, to skew cynical, to skew veteran, right? Like those are kind of the three defining factors of people who listen to Limit Break Radio. They tend to be older, they tend to be MMO veterans, not FF14 veterans, MMO veterans, and they tend to be a little bit more cynical because they've seen it. They've seen it. I know Taro really loves to defend this game, but he's probably only played like 2 MMOs ever. I've played 15 of these motherfuckers, okay?
I don't actually know the number of mine.
Like, it's so many. I've played so many MMOs. It's disgusting. And the fact of the matter is that I've learned some things and picked up a couple of patterns in my time playing MMOs. And you know what? When I start feeling those same patterns in a new game or a new MMO, I start to go, man, this is really boring. And I think that is worth talking about. If that makes me an asshole, fine, I'm an asshole. I don't really give a shit.
You know, Clara, you actually said something a few minutes ago, you know, in relation to Reddit, that this isn't all Reddits, right? Not all Reddits are as toxic as this.
Hashtag not all Reddits.
Not all Reddits. And when I look at everything that's going down right here, all this really is, to me, is a warning to everyone else, right? Because what can stop this type of stuff from happening, as we can see on Twitch, because it's a lot more visible, is that people have to report this type of stuff. And the only reason this was discovered was because of the whole, you know, redoing of the NSFW thing, the way that they had to reword their rules. That affected a bunch of Discords, right?
Right.
But it's only the FF14 Discord that got called out for this type of toxic behavior, this hate, and this use of language. And I have to think the reasoning behind that is because of the way that the leadership fosters it, right? Ane leads this Discord. He's one of the leaders of the FF14 Reddit, and as long as him and people like him are in control of it, it's not going to change.
I think that's a fairly good point.
It's definitely not, and I think that's the part that is the most disappointing about all this, is because this stuff is very much so avoidable, but because of the culture of Reddit as a whole, and yeah, Reddit, not all Reddits are awful, but when you have a reputation, right, it's like 4chan almost at this point.
Right, yeah.
Where you have this reputation online for being a cesspool of every bad opinion and reprehensible personality type on the face of the earth, then yeah, people are gonna put you under the microscope. So it would behoove you as a community to say, you know what, guys, let's be on the up and up. Let's be proactive in rooting out bigotry. Let's be proactive.
But they don't give a shit. Well, that's the point. Because Ane, exactly, because Ane is in charge. It doesn't matter how much we put them under the microscope and call them out. Nothing's gonna fucking change because he's one of them.
No. I'm saying it would behoove them as the Reddit, as their community, to police themselves and take responsibility.
But they're not losing anything. Like, they have no reason to do that.
Now you have a litany of bad press, and I can guarantee you, people, you know, LGBTQ players who like are black or Latino or whatever, a bunch of these people are going to be like, man, fuck that Reddit, because I've done it.
But I mean, I think most people who have spent significant time there
already get that
going, man, fuck this place, and you know, Kahlo, I get what you're saying. That, you know, as long as it's the same people in charge, nothing will ever change. And I do think that there's a degree of truth to that. You know, it's like, and far be it from me, I'm not saying that I'm the right person to take over moderation or admin duties on the FF14 Reddit. But what I'm saying is that if that is your job, or if that is the role that you have selected for yourself, then you have to be far more objective than what this current mod staff has been. And I think that is at the heart of all of our criticisms towards Reddit, even going back to the very first time that we criticized them, is that you're not being objective. You're curating content that you want to see and that your friends want to see, but you're not thinking of a wider audience. And I mean, I get it that people can probably say the same thing about this show. You're not thinking about a wider audience of FF14 players. Well, we kind of are, but at the same time, we kind of don't care, right? We understand that there are people out there, that there are thousands upon thousands of people out there who either are just trying this game or are still very much in love with it, and that's fine. There are plenty of shows out there for people who still love this game. There's tons of them. Please go check them out. She Heals, I Tank. Mr. Happy's podcast, State of the Realm, Aetheryte Radio. If you still love this game, go check those shows out. I have no problem giving them a free plug. The thing is that there's also going to be just as many people who play FF14 go, I've seen this shit in other games before, and the things that we talk about and discuss about FF14 will resonate with them. That has always been our audience, and that is who our audience continues to be.
And there are people that do believe that we are a good part of this, or a good addition to the community. Modj in the chat earlier said, I don't usually follow this podcast, and I do love and raid a lot in FF14, but I have to say, by listening to this, you are a healthy addition to the FF14 community.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, we try to go out of our way to spotlight discussions that are maybe not happening on a wider or a wide enough array of FF14 outlets. Right, yes. And so I think that it's important to have discussions like this and a place to have discussions like this. And if that's the discussions that you're going to have, you can't be everyone's fucking friend. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
And the last thing I just want to add, because people are talking about the elitism of that Reddit, because all those guys are raiders and stuff like that. That would be akin to somebody saying, you know what, you can't be a fan of the NFL unless you've played football at least the college level, right? Mm-hmm. That would eviscerate 90% of the NFL's fan base,
bro. That would eviscerate 99% of the people who report on the NFL, right?
Exactly.
Like, dude, exactly. Reporters, play-by-play people, these guys don't go out and play football on the weekends. Are you fucking insane? Nope. I work with a lot of them. They do not. You know what they do? They go home and they smoke pot on the weekends just like everyone else, and they enjoy watching football. That's what they do.
Exactly.
They consume
Exactly. And if you consume something enough to the point to where you can notice small changes and critique it, you have a right to be in the community, and you have a right to be to have a voice.
Thank you.
Anybody who disagrees with that, and anybody who comes into this chat saying you guys don't raid, so you shouldn't have an opinion, they need to shut the fuck up. They need to log back onto their server and go and mash their faces against a wall for content and for weapons and gear that's going to be obsolete in 2 weeks.
Well, see, they can't do that because they've already finished it and there's nothing to fucking do.
Oh, well, good on you, you
real
fuckhead.
Talk.
You know, that really does leave a whole lot of time to leave stupid comments on YouTube videos, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Prince Clary, we appreciate the call and always welcome a visit from you. Come back anytime.
I have a campaign I'd like to start.
What's that?
I think, because you're right, someone like you obviously should not be the moderator of the Discord.
Obviously.
We're not trying to say that. It's not like you guys suck, we're right, so let us be it. I think that someone like Juxta should moderate the Discord or the LBR Reddit, because then instead of cat girls, we'd have pictures of like donuts all day long and just other food. And who can't get behind that?
Or pictures of me naked with the food on me.
Okay, never mind. Juxta's not leaving.
Yeah, no.
NSFW LBR channel we're going to start.
Prince Clary, thanks for the call. We appreciate hearing from you. If you want to give Limit Break Radio a call, Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715, limitbreakradio.com/Discord. I've got one more